Good morning everyone. This is your last video for your first periodic exam, and in this chapter we are going to discuss about your history lesson number 2, New Kings and Kingdoms, the second part. It was already told in your previous video or the first part of this video that in that video we discussed about the Hindu rulers, and now in this video we are going to discuss about the Muslim rulers who came to our country after the Rajputs. And mainly in this video we are going to discuss about two rulers. One is Mahmud of Ghazni and the second one is Muhammad Ghori. Let's proceed one by one. First of all, we are going to study about Mahmud of Ghazni. Even you can see the picture of Mahmud Ghazni that is shown here. Mahmud of Ghazni, he was the first Turkish to invade India. Mahmud of Ghazni, actually he was one Turkish ruler, and he was the first Muslim to invade or to conquer our country. During the course of 25 years, within 25 years of his rule, Mahmud of Ghazni, he ruled for 25 years, that's from 1001 to 1025 AD, and within these 25 years, he carried out 17 raids on India. That means within these 25 years of his rule, he was one Turkish ruler, and within 25 years of his rule, he carried out 17 raids. He invaded our country for 17 times for different reasons. That's about Mahmud of Ghazni in a very simple sense. We are going to discuss later on. The second point comes cause of his invasion. You see, Mahmud of Ghazni, he ruled for 25 years, and within this 25 years of his rule, he invaded our country for 17 times. What was the reason? Why he invaded? Why he tried to conquer our country for 17 times? The reason is clearly given here. Mahmud of Ghazni wanted to conquer Central Asia. Actually, Mahmud of Ghazni, he was of the ambition to be the ruler of entire Central Asia. And you know, to conquer a huge area, of course money is needed. And for this reason, to conquer Central Asia, Mahmud of Ghazni, he wanted a lot of money to organize a well-equipped army. Army, that is the main important thing or the main important part to conquer any portion of the country or any portion of the world. And for that reason, Mahmud of Ghazni, he was in need of money, and because of mainly the need of money or the need of wealth, he attacked India to accumulate wealth. So we can say, what was the reason? What was the main reason behind the invasion of Mahmud of Ghazni? It was only to accumulate wealth, so that with that accumulated wealth, he could organize one well-equipped army, and with that army, he would be able to conquer the entire of Central Asia. That was his main aim, to conquer or to invade our country. Now, as I told you, that within 25 years, Mahmud of Ghazni, he ruled for 25 years, and within these 25 years, he invaded our country for 17 times. And out of these 17 invasions of Mahmud of Ghazni over our country, I have highlighted here 5 points. 5 invasions I have tried to show you here. The first one, it was war against Jaipal. Jaipal, he was a ruler of Punjab, and he was attacked by Mahmud of Ghazni in the year of 1001 AD. Jaipal, the ruler of Punjab, was attacked. About 15,000 people were killed. See, in the invasion which was taken place in the year of 1001 AD, the ruler of Punjab, Jaipal, he was attacked by Mahmud of Ghazni and his soldiers, and more than 15,000 people were killed. And even the temples were destroyed, the wealth of temples were looted by the army of Mahmud of Ghazni. That was the first attack in the year of 1001 AD. The second important attack I can say, it was in the year of 1008, and it was also on the ruler of Punjab. At that time the ruler of Punjab was Anandpal. You can see here, war against Anandpal. In the year of 1008 AD, Mahmud defeated Anandpal and plundered the whole of Punjab. In 1001 AD, Jaipal, the ruler of Punjab, was attacked, but some portions of the temples or some portions of Punjab was looted or destroyed. But finally in 1008 AD, Anandpal, the ruler of Punjab, was attacked. He was defeated and the entire of Punjab was plundered, or all the wealth of Punjab was taken away by Mahmud of Ghazni. Then comes invasion of Nagarkot or Kangra in the year of 1009, just after 1 year, 1008 AD, now it is 1009 AD. He looted the temples and took away mounds of gold, silver and jewels. All the temples, before the invasion of the Muslims, the Hindu rulers, they ruled our country. And they established different temples. Many temples were established, and all those temples, mainly of Nagarkot or Kangra, were looted in the year of 1009 AD by Mahmud of Ghazni. That was the third attack. The fourth attack that I have tried to highlight here was invasion of Thaneswar. Thaneswar, it is one holy place for the Hindus. In the year of 1014 AD, Mahmud of Ghazni, he attacked Thaneswar and he destroyed the riches of the temples. As I already told you, Thaneswar, it was one holy place for the Hindus. Many temples were there, and all the riches, all the wealth of the temples were taken away by Mahmud of Ghazni. And the last, or we can say the most important invasion of Mahmud of Ghazni was the Somnath invasion. I think you have heard about the Somnath temple. It's one of the most important temple of the Hindus. This Somnath temple, it was invaded in the year of, or it was attacked in the year of 1025 AD. It was the 16th and the most important invasion of him. Mahmud of Ghazni, as it was already told, he attacked our country for 17 times. And this Somnath invasion, it was the 16th attack. The 16th time when he invaded our country, he attacked the Somnath temple in 1025 AD. And we can say it was the most important invasion of him. Why it was like that? He attacked the temple with 80,000 soldiers. You see, Mahmud of Ghazni, along with 80,000 of his soldiers, he attacked the Somnath temple and he take away hundreds of mounds of gold, silver and costly jewels. All the jewelries, all the wealth, whatever were there in the Somnath temple, these were taken away by Mahmud of Ghazni. And even it is said that after the Somnath invasion, streams of blood, it flowed along the city. Means so many people were killed during the Somnath invasion that flood streams started to blow over the city. So these are the 5 important invasions that I have tried to highlight here about the invasion of Mahmud of Ghazni. Now we are going to discuss about another Muslim ruler whose name was Muhammad Ghori. He was a ruler of a small kingdom of Afghanistan. We can say Muhammad Ghori, he was the ruler of Afghanistan. As we already studied that Mahmud of Ghazni, he was one Turkish ruler, and Muhammad Ghori, he was the ruler of Afghanistan. In AD 1175, he invaded Multan and captured it. In the year of 1175, first of all, he attacked Multan, one part of our country, and captured it. In the first battle of Tarain, if you will read the chapter, you will get in detail about the battle of Tarain. 2 battles were fought between Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghori. The first battle of Tarain, it was fought in the year of 1191. In the year of 1191, Muhammad Ghori, he attacked Prithviraj Chauhan. In the year of 1191, in the first battle of Tarain, Prithviraj Chauhan was attacked by Muhammad Ghori, but Muhammad Ghori was defeated. Who was defeated? Muhammad Ghori was defeated in the year of 1191 by Prithviraj Chauhan. Then again, he did not lose hope. In the second battle of Tarain, again the Battle of Tarain was fought, that is the second battle, and it was fought just in the next year, in the year of 1192. And in this year, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated. In the first battle, 1191, Muhammad Ghori was defeated, but in the second battle, in 1192, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated by him, and finally, Muhammad Ghori was able to establish the Muslim rule in our country, and Muhammad Ghori, he was killed in the year of 1206. That's about Muhammad Ghori. Now, the second last topic that we are going to discuss in this video is differences between the raids of Mahmud of Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori. See, we already got Mahmud of Ghazni, he also attacked our country. He attacked our country for 17 times during the rule of his 25 years. And Muhammad Ghori, he also attacked our country. But there were some differences. Between the raids of Mahmud of Ghazni and the raids of Muhammad Ghori, some differences were there. I have tried to show you three differences here. The first difference, Mahmud invaded only for wealth. Mahmud of Ghazni, as it was already told, his main aim was to accumulate wealth so that he could be able to conquer the entire Central Asia. But Ghori invaded to conquer. What is the meaning of that? Mahmud of Ghazni, his main intention was to get the wealth, but Ghori, he wanted to conquer, means he wanted to rule. Mahmud of Ghazni, he did not want to rule. His main aim was to get the wealth, but Muhammad Ghori, his main was not to get the wealth, but he wanted to conquer, or he wanted to rule. That's the first difference. The second difference, Mahmud had never been defeated. Mahmud of Ghazni, he was never been defeated by anybody, any one of the Indian rulers. But Ghori sometimes made defeat. As we got just before some time, that in the first battle of Tarain, Muhammad Ghori, he was defeated by Prithviraj Chauhan. But it was not like that with Mahmud of Ghazni. Mahmud of Ghazni, he was never been defeated. The third difference, Mahmud mainly attacked the temple towns. As we already got, Mahmud of Ghazni, his main aim was to get the wealth of our country, and that's why he mainly attacked the temple towns, because as you already got, the Hindu rulers, they specially decorated the temples, and that's why Mahmud of Ghazni's main aim was to attack the temple towns so that he could get the wealth easily. But Muhammad Ghori, he did not spare any place. We already discussed in the first point of the difference that Muhammad Ghori, he wanted to conquer our country. He wanted to rule our country, and that's why he did not only focus on the temple towns. Rather than that, he conquered, or he tried to conquer all the places whatever comes on his way. That are the differences between the raids of Mahmud of Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori. The last topic of this video or of this chapter is real founder of the Muslim Empire in India. Generally, we know that, or we feel that, whoever be the first person to attack is the founder of the empire. But here it is not like that. We have discussed about Mahmud of Ghazni, we have studied about Muhammad Ghori, and also we saw that Mahmud Ghazni, he was the first Muslim to invade our country, and Muhammad Ghori, he was the second to invade our country. But who was the real founder? We can say Muhammad Ghori is regarded as the real founder of the Muslim Empire in India. No doubt, Mahmud of Ghazni, he invaded our country for the first time, but he was not regarded as the real founder of the Muslim Empire in India. Actually, Muhammad Ghori, the second invader, he was the second Muslim to invade our country, and he is regarded as the real founder of the Muslim Empire in India. Why it is like that? Reasons are there behind it. He did not feel content with merely defeating the Rajputs and plundering their territories. He means Muhammad Ghori. He was not only interested on the wealth, but he was interested to conquer our country or to rule over our country. But Mahmud of Ghazni, with him the case was not like that. We already got Mahmud of Ghazni, he attacked our country only to get the wealth. But Muhammad Ghori, he he attacked our country, or he invaded our country to conquer it or to rule it. And that's the first reason why Muhammad Ghori is regarded as the real founder of the Muslim empire in India. He did not feel content with merely defeating the Rajputs and plundering their territories. He annexed to his own empire whatever he conquered. Mahmud of Ghazni, he just invaded our country, he took away the wealth from our country, and he was satisfied. But Muhammad Ghori, he was not satisfied with that. He defeated the Rajputs, he plundered the territories, and even not only the Rajput territories, whatever he got on his way, he conquered and he included in his own territory. Even when he was away from India, sometimes it happened that Muhammad Ghori, he needed to leave our country for his own business or own work in Afghanistan. He left it to his general to complete his work of conquest. Means when he was away from India, he was not in when he was away from India, he left it to his generals to complete his work of conquest. Here see, he left it. It means complete his work of conquest. Even if he needed to leave India for some work of his political dominion or for some other work, he needed to leave for Afghanistan, he left the work of his conquest to his generals. And that's why we can say Muhammad Ghori, he is regarded as the real founder of the Muslim empire in India. Or we can say, no doubt, Mahmud of Ghazni was the first person to invade our country, but the real founder of the Muslim empire in India is regarded as Muhammad Ghori. Muhammad Ghori, he was the first person, or he was the person who was the real founder of the Muslim empire in our country. So that's about the chapter. In the previous video of this chapter, I explained about the Hindu rulers. We have got about the Rashtrakutas, we have got about the Pala rulers, we have got about the Chalukyas also we have got. And in this chapter we have discussed about mainly the Muslim rulers, that is about the Mahmud of Ghazni and about Muhammad Ghori. You need to go through all this. This is the last video for your first periodic test. You go through the chapter. If any doubt is there, you can always get it cleared from me. Now, this is the time for your homework. You can see here I have given you only 3 questions. The first question is here, write a short note of Mahmud of Ghazni. We studied about Mahmud of Ghazni, where he ruled, what was the time period he ruled, how many times he attacked our country. It's a long answer. You need to make the answer by yourself and try to make the answer by yourself with your own creative words. The second one, explain in your own words about the Somnath invasion. This question, it will carry 2 marks only. About the Somnath invasion, in which year it was invaded, what was the result, all these things you need to write down. And the last one, write the differences between the invasion of Mahmud of Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori. It was already explained earlier. You need to go through it and you need to write down the differences between the invasion of Mahmud of Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori. So that's about all this chapter. Now, since this is the last video for your first periodic test, I just want to give you some advice. You read all the chapters, whatever are included in the first periodic test syllabus, whatever chapters are included, you go through it. You may have some doubts. You can always get the doubts cleared from me. From the coming week, we are going to start the revision test. Maybe in a day, 2 chapters I have to give for the revision test because time is short and we have to cover up all the chapters for the syllabus. So before we start the revision test, if you have any doubt about anything, you please get it cleared. Thank you very much.